to be able to help out Powerful, especially because Powerful does need to get his farm in the jungle.
Yeah, but if Evo plays as aggressive as they have so far, I think it can work out for them, at least in this first game of the series, right? If we take a look at the gameplay from Revival, Revival tends to fight from behind. They always allow opponents to enter their jungle, take a few jungle camps, and that normally puts them behind. And that's, I think, something that Revival needs to address. So with that, QDX Love are going to go on a Cho. The way they have set up the composition allows them to fight back any invasion from the side of Evo, right? And it really comes down to positioning. But Evo, of course, based on the draft, you have people like Paquito as well as Esmeralda. The ability to displace opponents, jump in at any point of time is going to be very dangerous. So Evo is going to complete their lineup with the Iritel as well as Ruby. Okay, Ruby is really dangerous. While she may be small in stature, she's definitely big on impact. We have a 35% pick rate for Iritel. We have seen people like Izanagi who use Iritel. We have FMM as well, using Iritel to really the utmost limits and smashing the competition. So let's see whether Evo can make Coconut's life easy and allow them to maybe just walk over Revival in this game 1.
Well, there is quite a lot of picks coming in here, and of course, heroes that we may be surprised or maybe even not too surprised to see. In the end of the day, we are expecting to see big games coming out here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the drafts here are locked and loaded, so this is going to be an exciting match. We're waiting to see both of these, unfortunately, bottom tier 2 teams duke it out here. It's like throwing them into a ring of survival, right? This is a huge boxing, wrestling match between the two to see who will come out on top of the other. Game number 1, Revival and Evo.
Yep, what a way to start the day, right? This is the Battle of the Giants nonetheless. While they may be at the bottom, it is still important to note that these two teams are still very strong. Right, so they're going to have the trade out in the jungle as well, and let's take a look at how the lanes are going to work out. Fill me in, man.
Well, it kind of seems as though both sides of the team, when it comes down to the gold lane first, Clint understandably will win in his lane against Irithel, and it's really hard to see that happening otherwise. In the meantime, down in the bottom quadrant of the lane, it kind of seems as though Revival has already started their invasion against Evil, putting things a little bit difficult onto Powerful. While JS, he have abandoned his lane from the bottom lane because they have already cleared everything up and tried to repel Revival away, which is not too bad of a deal for them, actually.
Yep, looking decent. It's still pretty much even at this stage, 1 minute into the game, right? As we hit the 2-minute mark, that will be the first major objective for the game. Looks like JS is doing okay against Ryan. I mean, this matchup is pretty simple, but Ryan is leading slightly in the experience segment here. He's going to hit level 3 first. Mid lane, we're going to see the Valentina. I'm very interested in how Melon will play this out.
Well, as for Melon, the main thing that he would want to take, understandably, would to take the heavy spin away from Revival. Or rather, it can be used as a defensive option or an aggressive option. So it really depends on how they want to play it. Most of the time, they would want to go defensive because Revival, they understand that they gotta have to play aggressive against Evil based on the power spikes that Revival have gone on their side. Akai, Lilia, as well as Clint, and perhaps even QDX Love to a certain extent. They are all really strong. In the meantime, middle lane.
Yep, here we go. JS is going to jump into the middle of them. Kara is falling super low, but no kills yet. No first blood for this. But JS does catch a glimpse of LY4. This is refreshing to see, right? A very different composition here as JS gets jumped again. He's going to be caught in 4-man jump here, and it looks like they are going to get the turtle started. I mean, it's tough to look for the kills now because the major objectives are here, right? Melon, I don't think he'll do anything at this point. So this is new. This is the first time I've seen Revival get an objective first.
Well, for this game, for this very specific game, Evil, they're looking for the longer run, right? Because when we are looking at Powerful, that's playing as a Paquito, he got himself high and dry. He didn't really get himself the emblem that allows him to kill objectives faster, while LY4 does. So whatever it is, without a Demon Slayer, you gotta have to work on other ways to gain the objectives or other ways to parallel yourself from losing the objectives instead. So all 3 turtles, I believe Evil would not even try to contest for it and will give it all to Revival.
Oh, Carrot, super low. Can they get the kill? No, the heavy spin is going to keep Sword in place, and this means it's going to be a turn around. They're going to push it out, but at the same time, they do have some hands on that purple buff as well. So Evo, I think they are surviving quite well. Everything that Revival has thrown at them so far has been countered.
So honestly, when it comes down to Evil, they're doing a really good job playing all out defensive, and even some of them at sliver of health, really by the skin of their teeth. Well, with the emblem shown out here, we will have a very good idea as to how every single one of these players has slotted in for themselves. One thing that I do want to see, of course, is going to be Paquito being one of the most problematic player from the side of Evil, with penetration as well as speed in this Paquito. So understandably, having this emblem as well as the Hunter Strike is going to be very important for how Evil want to initiate, or rather engage, or maybe even run away. With the Irithel getting damage as well as, I couldn't see the last one, but you guys pretty much got a screenshot and it will tell you guys quite a bit of a story.
Yeah, I'm really liking Revival's gameplay so far. They're going to try and get a couple of the camps. Not going to be successful so far, but here we go. Ryan is coming in, the connection is coming, but JS is going to push it away. The next turtle has been spawned, both spotted by the hypers of each team. So Coconut busy in the jungle as well on the Irithel, and Clint is going to do well as well on the top lane. So far, pretty good wave management by both teams, but we're waiting for this first skirmish in this second turtle. It is the turtle dance again. Evo is going to have it going over to their side at this point, but Carrot might be caught out here. A nice jump and nice stun as well, but the save comes in. The rest of the team of Evo is going to try and save their teammates as well, and this means that they will be able to put up a fight, and it looks like the turtle is going to fall, and it is going to be LY4. They're going to try and jump in, get more kills from this. Another push forward by LY4. They are so aggressive in this game.
And now JS is not going to be stopping just yet together with his fellow team. He ran straight in with the Falling Star Moon, wanting to catch onto the Akai. But the main thing is Evil, they want to deter aggression. They're not trying to go for kills at this moment in time. And Revival, they tried. They really wanted to put themselves right into the face of their enemies and really make them feel very uncomfortable. But for now, that doesn't seem to be the way at all. Revival, they have stuck their nose into place that they don't belong in, and Evil just be like, nope, you are not coming any closer. It's either number one, Evil is doing a really good job at being defensive, or number two, Revival is just not daring enough to go all out aggressive. But speaking of which, Melon might actually go down.
Yep, he is falling super low, but once again, they just counter and close them out. I mean, Evo is looking pretty decent at this point. Not looking like a bottom table player. Right now, I think LY4, he's doing pretty well. If you take a look at his level, he's at level 9 already, the highest in the game at this point. So if you're talking about EXP advantage, they definitely have it. The gold doesn't speak the same story though. It's around 700 gold instead, closing into 1k at this point.
Well, luckily for them, 1000 gold in the early stages of the game is not gonna be super impactful. Evil as well as Revival, both of them has decided to swap their lanes and put Coconut in the bottom lane. And I think the Revival have identified that they gotta have to bring Coconut down and slow down the growth of Coconut as fast as possible, putting Revival all the way down south, with 4 members really just choking up the bottom quadrant of the map, with QDX Love as well as LY4 looking for an avenue, looking for the perfect time to go in and single someone out, because this is the best time for them to do something like that. And Evil kind of seem as though they would want to contest for this turtle.
Yep, he's going to start off here. Sword going to use his ultimate as well. And Melon and Powerful, they are going to be forced back off. Carrot is so low, he's caught in the middle. This is going to be the first turn of the game as he gets a kill. And it's still all 5 alive for Revival, keeping that life on top. Which means that now they might have access for the turtle as well. QDX Love going to try and look for Coconut, but he is going to be pushed away. Coconut trying to push out the rest of the team on the side of Revival. And it looks pretty clean.
Well, at least for the side of Revival, they have a lot and very good pick-off options. So the very fact that it's finally 7 minutes and 45 seconds into the first kill. It's actually not looking very good for Revival at all. Evil, on the other hand, they are definitely going to be really happy. Number one, Carrot is going to start skilling into the later stages of the game a lot easier based on the fact that they don't have to worry so much about the early games, where Carrot, as the Ruby, would have a little bit of a problem. Coconut also, they have got him. Skills into the later stages way better than Clint. As you can see, the Irithel already have got the Windtalker as well as the Berserker's Fury. Ruby, unfortunately, only with the Dreadnought armor, but not that big of a problem just yet. Powerful picking up himself with the Hunter Strike, allowing him to be a lot more mobile, and I believe that when it comes down to skirmishes, he should be able to get himself away from all of the danger until his fellow teammates are ready for a fight.
Yep, that's right. I mean, but Evo doesn't look to be in a good position because right now Revival is opening the map up for themselves. And if they get this bottom tier 1, it's going to spell a lot of trouble for Evo because this means they have entry into the jungle, they have entry into major objectives across the map. They can catch out the players from the side of Evo. They are going to mount the defense on the side of Evo, so Coconut and Melon, they're going to try and get this defense going. Not going to work out, but they're going to try and make a play off of this. And it looks like Revival, they know what's going on. So they're just going to back out and keep their eyes on JS at this point because he's going to try and push out the waves, right? It's a difficult situation for them. They're already trailing by around 2k.
When for Evil in this game, looking at their full composition, it is fair to say that Evil have got a team that plays around Coconut. Every single one of these heroes' kit is meant to open up space for Coconut, to lock down anyone who tries to enter into the lethal range. Because for Coconut, the main problem is QDX Love as well as Ryan. Once it goes over to the later stages of the game, Ryan can literally just run right into the face of Coconut and really just bring his HP down to an all-time low. But if his team have got enough and sufficient crowd control to really lock Ryan down, ensuring that a defensive property is going to be the main line that's drawn between Evil and Revival, then Coconut will have all of that space to deal the damage onto the front lines, dealing the front-to-back kind of composition that they themselves are looking for. Revival is a little bit trickier for them because understandably they want to snipe away Coconut. So this is really a game whereby you succeed or you don't. If you succeed, you win. If you don't, you lose.
Yep, it's going to be a two-part Lord's dance here, right? So the first dance is going to be the players getting into position to get the Lord started. Right, the second part of it is getting the Lord to go to your side of the map. And it looks like Revival, they're just happy to and content to just sit back because they have the advantage, let the waves crash in. So very decent wave management on the side of Revival. They're just trying to get Evo to be in a very bad position from here. They are comfortable to just play like this. They have this close to 2k gold lead and they are able to just make use of the wave management to make sure that Evo goes into a very horrible position, right? Where you have to choose, do I want the Lord or do I want the Crypts?
I think at this point in time, Evil have to make the decision. Do they want to have the Lord or do they just want to defend the Lord all the way through? Because they don't really have a team that have got really good high ground, but in the meantime, Ryan...
Yep, gonna get picked off by Powerful, but in exchange, they're gonna trade out the Lord as well. Now, can they get anything more? If they don't get any more kills, it's not looking good for Evil. The heavy spin committed by Melon, he is gonna try and get it. Gonna use that spin as well on the side of LY4, but they do get a kill on Peace, and it's not looking good. It might be a clean team wipe here. LY4 last on the stand, and it's so low on the side of QDX Love. Is this a good trade or not?
Well, technically speaking, I would say this is a relatively good trade for Evil. The main thing that you would want to do as Evil is just play the game as long as you can. Yes, you may have lost the Lord. You are unable to push your advantage anymore, and you can't make full use of Mega Creeps and whatnot, but the fact that you have managed to bring 3% down is going to put you in a better goal lead. You have better economies and such, but LY4, it does seem like he's in a really bad spot.
Yep, he is gonna walk away with a sliver of health, but Ryan and Powerful are gonna be chonging into the fight as well. QDX Love are gonna be supported by Sword, who is gonna use the ultimate instead. Now, I think we have a replay of the previous fight coming, so let's take a look at what happened there.
Well, understandably, when it comes down to the entire fight itself, Ryan wanted to just weave himself over to the enemy's lines, but unfortunately got caught out because of the crowd control. Melon, he went in. He wanted to single out more people, but that heavy spin did not quite work. But despite the fact that he did not manage to single out anyone, he did, however, manage to push the opponents off the edge and make them overextend. And because of that overextension, Revival, despite having the Lord, they don't have enough people to back up the Lord, which makes the Lord completely useless. So Revival, not exactly a very good play there per se. But, you know, it's kind of tough on their hands with a very threatening Melon flickering in with a heavy spin.
Yep, it is going to be the reverse situation now. Evil now has this advantage in their lanes as well as the goal. They are going to be up by 1,000 gold at this point. So Revival, the aggression worked out for them at the start, but they seem to be mellow off in this particular stage, right? Evil, they have not secured the lot for themselves, but they have managed to work around the difficulties that Revival has posted to them.
We are already close to the later parts of the mid-game. This is where Evil's Coconut, he more or less have got the items that he need to be more relevant in team fights. So he can definitely deal crazy damage onto a Swirled, QDX Love, as well as Peace. While for dealing with Ryan and LY4, he would definitely still have a little bit of issue. He would take some more time to deal with that. And you will always see that Coconut is always tagging along with someone that have crowd control, and most importantly will be Carrot. Carrot is the main person that can really do all the crowd control, while JS clears other waves and try to push other waves to really exert more dominance, as well as, well, split pushing in many other contexts.
Yeah, Ryan is trying to get the attention of JS here. He still has 2 lives on hand, so he's not really worried at this point. Now the question is, Revival, what do they want to do with this information, right? JS is all alone, and they know that the rest of Evil are around across the other side of the map. It is going to be a Lord stance. Could this be the second Lord for Revival?
It could very well be. I don't think that Evil is capable of taking the Lord just yet. They wouldn't want to go all out and focus too much of their resources onto the Lord.
Nice 2-man stun there. And it looks like they're going to get the fight started off there. QDX Love with the jump as well. JS is falling low. And Melon has to run back because he is super low as well. Carrot, it is going to be a 5-on-5, and it looks like nobody has died yet, but Peace finally gets the kill for himself. This is looking good for Revival, and they might start the Lord off of this death instead. So with that, Revival, they do get the Lord's done started. Carrot is going to be busy looking around the map and seeing what can he offer to his team, because this is an important objective for them. If Revival gets another Lord, it's not going to spell good for Evil. That's probably a tier 2 tower instead.
Well, I would say that the tier 2 towers are definitely going to be destroyed, but fortunately their inhibitor turrets should be pretty much a-okay. With no JS, they can't really breach into the backlines, but hold on a second as QDS, let's try to singles out someone with Melon going in with the heavy spin as well.
Yep, not a good trade, and it looks like they get the Lord on the side of Evil as well, and it's going to be a 4-on-1 situation here, but Evil, I think they're very comfortable with this. They have stolen the Lord away from Revival, and it's going to be marching down, relieving them of the pressure and allowing them to reset.
They have extended their lifetime, with the bottom lane pushing all the way to the inhibitor turret and forcing the Masher to go back home to defend their base as well. So this gonna have to force 3-person in the middle lane, which is more than enough and easy for Coconut and JS to handle it all for themselves. The top lane second tier turret has dropped itself all the way down to just a sliver, so a couple more chips and nicks is gonna be enough to bring it down, and all of that pressure that is gonna be on Revival is darn scary. Whatever that is from this point onwards, Evil gotta do is going to get free real estate. They gotta have to take command in the opponent's jungle in order to start playing into the late stages of the game, which is definitely something that they are more capable of.
Yep, Revival definitely recognizing how Evil is playing right now. That potential jump, right, with the consumer play is very important on the side of Evil, and I think they know this marker from the start of Revival. So the Revival players, you can see they're very wary about the movements across the map. They want to make sure that they look at who in Evil is across the map and where they are, and this allows them to kind of position themselves. If you take a look at the bot lane when they wanted to jump them, straight away the whole Revival team, they just left that particular place in the map.
I'm not exactly sure if whether Revival will be able to get themselves back into this game or not. Technically speaking, if they bring Coconut down, all should be okay. But Coconut will always be in a good position as JS loves, he just goes straight in first.
Yeah, mega kill there for Peace, and it's not looking good for Evo. Carrot is being chased down. He does have the immortality, and he is super low, so the will catch off Carrot, waiting for the revival to come in, and it looks like the revival is not the kind that Evo were looking for. So revival now pushing the ante. They are gonna try and get the push going because in the mid lane the wave management is good, and this means a second tier turret right away.
This is gonna be pretty darn bad. With the understanding of the replay, JS ran right into the face of the enemies with LY4 immediately stopping him with the heavy spin. This really just boils things down so much for them, and at this moment as we speak, Revival really wants to press the attack. They really want to end the game right here, right now, especially with all evil taken down. Coconut and JS, they just came back. Revival, they understood. With Coconut in the play, they can't push anymore. The more that they go, they're just going to overextend, and that will be the biggest mistake.
Yeah, Revival definitely feeling it. I mean, if you have tasted a bit of the sweet honey, you definitely want more from that. So Evo, they have to be very careful because Revival now, I think they are pretty pumped. It is, yes, they do have a lot of tier 2 standing up on the side of Evo, but Revival has your tier 3 taken down, and that's never good, right? Mega minions are not something you want to deal with, and with that, Revival, they're going to set themselves up for the Lord as well. It's a quick and easy one. I don't think there's any way they can contest on the side of Evo. So now the question is, Evo, can they withstand another Lord push?
Well, oh man, this is gonna be tough, right? Withstanding the Lord push is not gonna be something that they can do very well, because what I can believe is that Melon will be expending a lot of his abilities to clear out the waves. Powerful will do the same thing, and Coconut, will he pop his ultimate just for the Lord and the creeps? Because if he does that, then the win condition from Evil is already gone. They do not have the burst amount of damage in order to bring the members from Revival down anymore. So this, in this case, kind of a checkmate. Evil does not have any form of a high ground. This puts Evil in such a bad spot, and honestly, the hopes is really slim for them.
Yep, they're gonna get it started. LY4 is looking for the heavy spin. It is gonna be committed by Melon first with the IMU, but he's gonna be instantly taken out, and this looks like the end of the game. Powerful, he has to run away. There's no support for the side of Evil, and it's gonna be a 5-on-1 situation in the mid lane, and it looks like it's almost over. One more wave crashing down on the side of Evil. Can they do it with 2 members left alive? No, they can't. Again, Powerful gets caught out. Yes, he has the immortality, but that's just gonna stop the inevitable, and it looks like the end of game 1. Revival showing up in week 3 game 1, and for the first game of the series, you can see LY4 happy with that result for sure. Scrubby Cheeks, let me know what's going on.